Welcome to Shanghai Pudong International Airport. Today, we're flying with Japan Airlines on flight JL86, bound for Tokyo's Haneda Airport aboard a Boeing 767-300. Check-in was located at Island F, and since we arrived early, the terminal was still relatively quiet, a nice change from the usual airport hustle. Japan Airlines opens check-in counters 3 hours before departure, so if you're an early bird like us, be prepared to wait a little before you can drop off your bags. Shanghai Pudong Airport isn't as busy as it once was, with fewer crowds making the journey a bit more relaxed. Before reaching the security checkpoint, all international passengers need to clear customs and immigration. And since I'm still a Chinese citizen, the officer asked to see my Japanese visa before stamping me through. With formalities done, we headed to Lounge 39, accessible with our priority pass. As the name suggests, it's conveniently located near Gate 39. Just take the escalator upstairs and it's easy to spot. Lounge 39 also serves as the designated lounge for Japan Airlines business class passengers, with a dedicated section set aside exclusively for them. Thankfully, the lounge wasn't crowded at all during our visit. There's a self-service area stocked with drinks, instant noodles, and coffee machines, perfect for a quick snack or caffeine fix. A separate table offered a small buffet with salad, a selection of hot dishes, and even some alcoholic drinks for those wanting to unwind before the flight. Lounge 39 also features a noodle bar where you can order freshly made noodles. Just walk up, choose from the menu, and customize with your own condiments. Boarding today took place at Gate 20. This flight marks my first time on a Boeing 767-300, a wide body that's becoming increasingly rare in commercial fleets. Many enthusiasts praise Japan Airlines' 767 for having one of the best economy class experiences in the world, and I have to agree. The legroom is impressively generous, and the 2 to 3 to 2 seating configuration means fewer middle seats and a more spacious feel. That said, the entertainment system is definitely showing its age. The screen is slow, unresponsive, and even makes cracking noises when adjusting the angle. There are no individual air vents either. In the seat pocket, you'll find a pair of headphones, a sanitary bag, the in-flight magazine, and the usual safety card. We pushed back right on time with no delays. Always a good start. Cabin announcements were made in 3 languages: Japanese, English, and Mandarin, making it easy for most passengers to follow along. Japan Airlines also had 2 Mandarin-speaking flight attendants on board to assist Chinese travelers who might not speak Japanese or English, which was a thoughtful touch. Oh, and if you notice a bit of a rainbow effect in the footage, that's due to the window interacting with the polarizing lens on my camera. Just one of those quirks of shooting through aircraft glass. Despite its outdated hardware, the entertainment system does offer live satellite feeds for NHK and BBC, which is a nice bonus if you want to stay updated mid-air. After boarding, we taxied for about 15 minutes before reaching the runway, a reminder of just how massive Pudong Airport really is. Fun fact, it's actually larger in land area than the entire region of Macau. As this was my first time flying on a Boeing 767, I was genuinely surprised by the raw power of those engines during takeoff. I was pushed back into my seat with more force than I've felt on newer wide bodies like the A350 or 787. It was louder too, a more visceral, old-school kind of takeoff that you don't really get on modern jets. The skies over Shanghai were thick with clouds, and the captain did mention during his announcement that we could expect some turbulence en route to Tokyo. One thing that stood out, and felt a little strict to be honest, was that Japan Airlines flight attendants reminded passengers to keep their seatbelts fastened even after the seatbelt sign was turned off. It's clearly a safety-first approach, but still not something you hear as often on other carriers. The flight time between Shanghai and Tokyo is around 2 hours and 30 minutes, and Japan Airlines offers 1 hour of free in-flight Wi-Fi for all passengers. The service is powered by Panasonic Avionics, the same provider used by Singapore Airlines, and during this flight, speeds hovered between 20 and 50 megabits per second. That's more than enough to stream YouTube comfortably. The Wi-Fi assigns a US IP address, which means you won't be affected by China's Great Firewall once you're online. A quick visit to the lavatory revealed more of the aircraft's age, with metal basins and bins that gave off serious retro vibes, reminiscent of what you'd find on older jets like the Boeing 747. Despite the vintage feel, everything was kept absolutely spotless. Japan Airlines continues to impress with thoughtful details. They even provide sanitary pads for female passengers, which is a small but incredibly considerate touch. Also, can we talk about the JL branded paper cup? I don't know why, but I just really loved it. Meal service began about an hour into the flight. Today's offering was a pork rice bowl as the main, accompanied by a small salad, a pepper and meat side dish, and a piece of tamagoyaki. What stood out was a little note from Japan Airlines inviting passengers to try the pepper and meat dish, which interestingly used 100% plant-based meat made by a Chinese company called X Meats. It had a decent meat-like flavor, but the texture was noticeably different, more like soybean tofu than actual meat. Still, a cool initiative and a sign that JAL is experimenting with sustainable options on board. As the flight progressed, the sun began to set and the sky gradually faded into darkness. Always a beautiful sight from the air. We landed right on time at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. Coincidentally, a Qantas flight from Australia had just arrived as well, so the immigration area was quite busy with a fresh wave of international passengers. Filming isn't allowed past customs, so I couldn't capture that part, but the process was smooth. We queued for about 10 minutes and got through with no issues. Quick and easy, just how you want to start a trip in Japan. If you've just landed at Haneda, getting into the city is quick and painless. I recommend taking the Kikyu Airport line. It's an express service that gets you to central Tokyo in under 20 minutes. Please enjoy some Japan footages as I explain my travel tips for navigating this amazing country. For convenience, you can download a digital Suica or Pasmo card straight to your Apple Wallet, which lets you skip the ticket queues and head straight through the gates. As for mobile data, I picked up a SoftBank 5G eSIM from trip.com. Just a heads up, I'm not sponsored. I've also tried options from Klook and CMHK, but only the SoftBank one gave me a Japanese IP address and reliable 5G coverage. That matters because when you're roaming, your network priority is often reduced, so local options like this tend to perform much better. We spent a week in Japan, and for our return journey, we were once again flying on the trusty Japan Airlines 767. Unfortunately, I didn't get to film the Priority Pass lounge at Haneda. I had lost my backpack just before arriving at the airport and was busy sorting things out. Luckily, my travel insurance with American Express covered the incident, which was a huge relief. If you've already checked in online, the process at Haneda is straightforward. You can head directly to Japan Airlines baggage drop area after printing out your luggage tag at the kiosk. Our return flight, JL85, was parked right next to a Garuda Indonesia Boeing 777 in retro livery. A nice little AvGeek moment. As for the flight itself, the experience was pretty much identical to the inbound leg. Same cabin, same seat type, same smooth service. Immediately after takeoff, the aircraft performed a 180-degree turn and gave us a stunning aerial view as we flew right over the Tokyo metropolitan area. Seeing this vast, dense, yet beautifully organized city from above was an incredible experience. A reminder of just how massive and intricate Tokyo really is. For today's meal in economy, Japan Airlines partnered with Shiseido Parlor in Ginza, an upscale touch you wouldn't expect in economy class. As on the previous leg, the lavatories were spotless and in true Japanese fashion even came equipped with a fabric refresher. It's small details like these that make flying with JAL feel thoughtful and refined, even in economy. As we neared Shanghai, we flew over a massive wind turbine farm, a visual cue that Pudong was near. The landing was smooth as ever. Thanks again for joining me on this journey to Japan. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll be flying from Shanghai to Hong Kong on board Cathay Pacific's Airbus A350.